What is up, YouTube? Johnny B here again today, and we're bringing you another video on the Fiesta ST. I know it's been a while, and I know that we haven't really been updating it because there really has been nothing to do. He's been daily driving it. He has been just using the car as is, with the body kit all like unpainted and whatnot. So finally this week we decided to start, taking it apart, getting some body work done. Also, the four doors weren't working because the kit is mainly for a two-door, and we had to go ahead and cut the kit up and kind of decide how we were going to engineer it to make the fourth door actually work and make it accessible, so that way it could be not only the first M Sport kit in the US, but the first four-door M Sport kit. So it'll be something interesting to see. As you can see, it's covered up in plastic because we were painting right next to it, or painting around the area, so we didn't want to get any overspray on it. So let me show you guys how the parts came out. Here we are at the garage, and I have all the parts inside, so let me go ahead and show you, give you guys a sneak peek of all the painted parts. Ooh, look at this beauty right here. It's a mess in here because we tried to like pile up all the parts to make sure that they were inside. And yep, look at the M Sport WRC carbon fiber wing. Looking good. All I did was go ahead and sand it and give it a nice clear coat because it comes in like raw dry carbon. And then we have parts of the quarter panel, all the side skirts are there. We have the fenders over here on another little rack, front bumper over there, and the rear bumper right here. So it looks like everything came out pretty nice. So yeah, this is gonna be a little update. I'm probably gonna continue the video tomorrow so I can show you guys how the kit's gonna look on the actual car, so we can start putting it all together, start putting all the extra pieces. Like the front bumper has been running without the grills. Gotta put that on. It's got like I want to say like a splitter, but it's not really a splitter that comes with the M Sport. It's like a plastic piece that goes underneath that kind of like protects the underbody, I guess. So it'll be nice to go ahead and start putting all that together. We're trying to get the car done, all put back together, because we started painting the kit finally. I know, right? Like this, it's been like what, like 2 months, 3 months? I don't even know how long it's been. Whereas the car's been driving around non-painted. There's been pictures of it, people making fun of it because first it was not painted, and then with no fitment, the wheels were sunk in, which is how I was driving my FRS at a time as well. But we are to the point where the car is going to be looking nice finally, because we got the whole kit painted. We got the rear part of the kit cut up so we can actually use the fourth doors, the four doors, and it's looking great. Right now we have the car all tore down. No bumpers, no quarter panel, no side skirts, no fenders, because we had it all painted, I think like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. So they've had time to dry. And now it's time to install it all on the car and see how it transforms from being a normal Fiesta to a wide body Fiesta that's all one color. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we are finally done with the Fiesta ST. It's been a while. We have probably had like around 8 months to make it, 9 months probably since the first time I showed you guys the very first video. It's been quite a bit, and we've been doing little mods here and there as we were waiting to get the paint done, mainly because it was something that we couldn't really do with my brother going to school and then going to work and having to daily it all the time, and it was just making it impossible for us to have a chance to just sit down, you know, take the car apart, sand everything down, fix all of the imperfections that the body kit has, because it's a fiberglass / carbon fiber kit. The carbon fiber tends to have like a lot of pores in between like the weaves, so had to fill in a lot of those with some primer, sand it all down, fix a lot of the edges, make sure that the kit sat a little bit more flush together, and pretty much that took like around 3 days just getting it prepped before we could even paint it. And then painting it, to paint it all in one go, we had to set it up on a table, bolt it all down to make sure that even after we painted that it wasn't gonna just like fall off or something, because the kit had a lot of pieces already, but since we went ahead and chopped it up to make sure that the rear doors open up, that made even more pieces. So this was probably like a 20-something piece kit, which is pretty insane, and we had to paint them all separately, you know, so they could all come out looking pretty nice. So this is gonna be the finale, I guess, because after this we don't really have much to do, or not much that needs to be recorded. And I'll also show you some little mods that we did, you know, as we were going through it, that we didn't record a video because they weren't that special of a thing to do, to just record a whole video on how to do it or how we did it, or it was really difficult to record and get it done, so we just went ahead and got it done. So let's show you guys the finished product. So here is the front of the Fiesta ST. It's been quite a while since we've been able to see it all in one color, but this kit makes it so wide, you know, we really couldn't imagine it until it was fully painted. And it looked kind of weird when it wasn't fully painted because we didn't install the grill, or we didn't install the air dam, which is that little rubber piece that is right underneath. That's, you know, something that you see on rally cars normally. It kind of adds a little bit to the depth, and it looks like the car's a little bit lower, but it's completely flexible, so it just completely, you know, it flexes and it folds, so in case you do end up like going over a bump or something, it'll go ahead and just fold and not damage anything, so it won't be like a front lip or anything like that. And that, normally what it does is it makes sure that rocks or debris or anything that's in the way kind of gets smacked underneath the car and doesn't just completely just take an impact. The intercooler stands out pretty nicely. There is a bottom grill that goes in that section, but the intercooler sits so close to the front bumper that it just made it look weird, and it was kind of like a mesh style design that we didn't really like, so we just went ahead and left it as is, just to see, you know, the full exposed intercooler. So this is one of the things that we weren't able to show. This rear quarter panel piece here was normally, what is this, like 3 pieces. So we had this piece, this little section here that's part of the side skirt. This was 1 piece. We had to chop it and make it into 2 pieces. This was always a separate piece because this is like a little easy access panel that they come with. And then this quarter panel piece right here was joined all the way to the back where it met the bumper. So we did a cut that relieved it right here, just so you can be able to open the door. Just come straight down. And then if you follow that, this is the cut that we made over here on the side skirt. So with those 2 cuts, we essentially made, you know, an extra 2 pieces. And that, you know, that caused, you know, that left the door to be able to be opened, which was our main concern. And that was probably like the hardest thing that we had to do, where we just had to like break our heads and think about like where we were gonna cut, how we were gonna make this work, how we were gonna make the kit actually stand still and not have like a flop issue. And in this section, we still haven't really finished it. We're gonna be putting a bracket that bolts onto this section to kind of like reinforce this section. But one of the things that we did have to do the day that we were putting the kit on was reinforce this back quarter panel piece. So there's like a bracket, an aluminum bracket that's holding it there. Because if we wouldn't have done that, this probably would have caught air as we were driving it on the freeway, and it probably would have caused some type of damage. Normally, you couldn't really tell that it was carbon because it was just so dull and it was like a flat color. But after we just went ahead and clear coated it, it just like pops now, like it just stands out really nice, and it's gonna be, you know, protecting it from any UV rays. The carbon weave stands out so much now. It looks really gorgeous. I think that was one of the best parts of me painting the kit. This little section of the rear bumper was something that made it stand out really nicely because, one, we filled in the spot where the lights go. These are actually like a European style light that came in a box from Ford that we had to go ahead and mount on there. And then right where the wheel would normally flick rocks onto the rear bumper, they come with like a little mud guard or mud flap or something that's made out of the same plastic that the side skirts are made out of. So we just went ahead and painted that flat black, just so it kind of like gave it a little nice accent, but at the same time we knew it wasn't going to be like painting the paint wasn't going to be getting chipped. So that's just something that we wanted to do, just to make it stand out, you know, give it a nice little accent, and it's also going to be protected. If you look under the Fiesta logo on the right side of the trunk, you can see that it now says R5. That was a sticker that was provided with the kit when we ordered it, and it's not your normal sticker. It's actually like a really thick sticker that they sent us. So we decided to put it exactly where they put it when they built their R5 kitted rally cars. And then one other little thing that we modified, didn't really make a video, is the exhaust tip. The exhaust tip used to stick out a little bit too far and it was like straight out. So we gave it a little bit of an angle so it's pointing upwards. And now with that angle that we gave it, you can clearly see that there is a cat right on the tip of the exhaust. One of the things that I love about the kit is that it conforms to all of the factory body lines in the Fiesta. It's for a two-door kit, but for some reason all the lines are exactly in the same spot as the four-door kitted Fiesta. If you guys come over to this side, I can go ahead and show you that we had to do a little bit of modification because the gas cap normally sits around this section here, and if we were to cut out for the gas cap, we would literally need to cut out part of this little flare right here, and that was something that we did not want to do. So we thought of a different idea, and if you guys look in here, you can see that we actually relocated the gas cap over here to the inside of the car. We try to make it as factory as possible. The funny part about it is that the Fiesta doesn't come with like a little screw cap. It actually even says no cap right on the bottom, because they have like a little design that when you go ahead and stick the pump on there, it opens up, and then when you remove it, it seals up again. That's like a little design that Ford does for all of their vehicles. And in this instance, it worked out perfectly for us because we literally just open the hatch and just go ahead and start filling up. I had to do a little bit of cutting and welding and pressure testing, making sure that it was sealed properly. Obviously, we went ahead and removed the metal piping from the gas tank because we didn't want to start a fire or an explosion or anything like that. The shift knob is one thing that we didn't really do because there's really no point in recording, but we got this really nice carbon fiber shift knob from Ford Racing that has like a little ST logo inside of the clear coat, and then as well as, you know, the gears showing you where they're at. Another thing that's not visible is right underneath here is a short shifter kit. This is the Boomba 40% short throw shifter kit, and it drastically changes the shifts that the car has. So there goes from first to second is like nothing. It completely transformed the car when driving it, and you know, we love it. My brother's been enjoying it. Seems to be a lot easier to shift for him with a short throw shifter kit, and it's been working amazing. This is a very special item that we wanted to do because in a rally car or in a drift car, you know, this is something that's very necessary. And for the rally car, it's also something that's very necessary. And another reason we needed it was because when we did the big brake kit, we deleted the rear factory brakes, which use the stock handbrake. And since we deleted the handbrake, we needed to get another one. And the only way to do it was to set up a hydro e-brake. And yeah, because it's always necessary, especially when you're like in going uphill or something like that. Yeah, the Fiesta has hill climb assist, but sometimes you just want to have that extra security that your car's not gonna just go backwards. So we installed this system differently for mine. We actually installed this inline, so we cut the factory hoses. We went ahead and made little fittings for them. We changed it over to 3AN, hooked it all up, bled the whole system, and here we are with a nice hydro. So here we are in the engine bay. This is one of the mods that we did but didn't record because it was a fairly simple one and we just needed to get it done to be able to drive the car. And this is like it's the fluid reservoir for the radiator. Normally they're made out of like a clear plastic, and once it gets hot and once they're starting to get old, they get a little bit yellowish, and it was just something that looked really ugly in the engine bay. So we wanted to go ahead and upgrade it. Luckily Mishimoto made something that was just made out of straight aluminum, and it actually looks really good in the bay. It kind of adds to the little race car feel or the rally car feel, just to have something like that in the engine bay. And it just looks overall good. The whole bay, I think, came out really nicely. We didn't do any like wire tucking and none of that stuff. We don't want to go into all that crazy stuff. We just wanted to have like a nice, simple engine bay that is mostly stock still. Obviously with the bigger turbo, the catch can, the relocated intake, relocated oil cooler, the Montoon radiator with the red hoses, everything looks really, really nice. And then one thing that I think helped out a lot was also the Optima battery. The battery was dying, so we just decided to upgrade it, and we went with the Optima red top just so we can kind of like match it all, have that little red accent going for the kit. And I think we're pretty happy with it. Future mods would probably be to upgrade the manifold just to be able to make a little bit better power, or maybe a little bit more linear. But for now, 350 horsepower on a little 4-cylinder car that weighs 2,700 pounds, maybe even less now that we deleted a lot of things to make the kit fit. And it's an amazing car to drive. It feels like a go-kart. It feels like you're on rails. You can corner super hard. You can stop super fast because of the big brake kit. And it goes fast because it's boosted. So it's like the best of everything. The car is amazing, and we're gonna keep enjoying it. Probably make some videos later on it, but for now we're just gonna go ahead and enjoy it. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the little video of the finished product of the car, and you guys have a great day.